Good morning everybody, hello world. How are you doing? Welcome to Wednesday in the Paint with Pete studio. Today is lettering day, so we're going to do a little bit of lettering. We're going to make a sign and then we're going to do something a little bit special and something that kind of ties in what this week and who this week is dedicated to, but also a little bit of a callback to a suggestion from one of the amazing audience members of the Paint with Pete that was all about lettering in gaming. So we're going to do a little bit of gaming lettering sort of games today, funnily enough. So I've got a couple of examples of font. We'll go through those in a sec. Excuse me. I just want to show you this, just because I like being honest with with the audience. I know that I've always tried to say that all the work that I do in the show, you'll see me do, but I couldn't help but colour this guy in yesterday. So I just got my Poscas out and just went a bit crazy with some of the colours as well. I really like it. It's a lot different from what I'm normally doing, but that kind of just a fun play of different colour choice and leaf and all that sort of stuff was a nice mix of what we did on Monday and obviously the colour session from yesterday. So there's about 5 billion colours in there. There we are. There's Mr. Flower Skull so far. He is still a work in progress, but we'll see where he goes. I mean, I really like those greens, look amazing, if I do say so myself. So I might bring that into some of the other work as well. It's a nice another little arm for obsolete. So again, that kind of flower skull, my kind of signature stuff, something that I don't normally do. Spent a bit of time on it yesterday, and there we are. Okay, so let's say some good mornings, get some tunes on. Oh, that's Cheech. I like. There we go. Okay. So all you need today is a pencil, a pen, and some paper, because it's lettering day. So we're going to make a sign, much like this guy. So this is a way that you can support the Paint with Pete. Throw £3 in there, give us a little tip or something. Buy me a pen or a coffee. That's how you do it. Ko-fi.com/Paint with Pete. So we're going to make a little one of those today. Especially dedicated, excuse me, to TheRockInR. So this is a gaming charity, and again, it's just happy chance. I'm glad I sat on the idea of the gaming fonts for the lettering day. I'm glad I kind of waited, because today, as we are in the week of shouting out TheRockInR, it's a gaming charity that looks after kids in hospital. I have a piece that's the big Keith Haring. I'll show you that at brew time if you missed it yesterday and Monday. I'm pushing it the whole week because I just want to make sure everybody's aware of what this charity does, and that there is obviously a piece from me. All the money from that piece will go directly to TheRockInR. They're a gaming charity, they look after kids in hospital. Absolutely amazing. So we're going to make a sign for them first. We've done We Heart NHS. We've done Be Kind, we've done RIP Sir Tom, we came up with an alter ego last week for Redbeard the Great. I've done a Most Wanted one, I've got a Paint with Pete and an obsolete one. So I think it's only right that we do TheRockInR, the full name of the charity. And again, I can put it on my wall. I'm going to represent them this week. And obviously all the times that that I paint and all that sort of stuff. Supporting local charities, especially ones that look after kids in hospital, is absolutely vital. And I think it's one of those things that, we should be sharing and spreading that kind of positive messages and looking after each other as well. So we're going to make a sign that says TheRockInR on our big piece. And then we're going to go through a couple of different games. I've chosen 3 different computer games. One's one of my personal favourites. So the first one we'll do, just turn it down a bit more as well, sorry guys, is Doom. So again, if you are, I'm sure my age, I mean this is a game that's been around since the early 90s. One of my favourite games to play with my brother as well. I still have it on PS1. That's showing my age very accurately. But we're going to do, I'm going to write Pete in the Doom font. Alright, so you can follow me. I'm just going to pick a 4-letter word and I'm going to write it in the Doom font. So we're going to look at this font much like the portrait days, where we look at some inspiration, we look at the picture and then we draw it. I'm going to use a similar shape. I'm going to try and make my name fit into the Doom font. You can join me as well. And then we're going to step up a little bit, so we'll do 2 modern fonts for 2 modern games. So we get a nice simple one, a little bit like the Doom, but less angular. So we do the Fortnite font. Again, there are tiny little differences in these letters, where the T's are, how the N looks. And obviously it normally has a city over it, so we can do that. We're going to do that today. I'm probably going to write obsolete, because it fits the same letters, the same number of letters in the word Fortnite as there is in obsolete. So 4 and 4, that's 8. It's a nice little number to go off. And similar to that, I don't know which one came out first, I'm sure you can tell me. So we're going to do the Minecraft as well. So basically we're just going to, again, I'll set the structure up in my pencil, then go over it in pen. Again, I'm probably going to put paint with Pete, or paint, or maybe obsolete again, because it's a similar amount of, the number of letters in Minecraft is almost the same as the amount in obsolete. So I already know my ratio and my size. Again, this comes with practice. You know, I printed these this morning. I've seen those logos before, but I'm already kind of just looking, obviously from behind, but I'm looking just to see how the letters are structured, where the shadow is going to go, and if there were any little flares, little serifs as it were, extra strokes in the letters. So like the A for the craft has got the face in it. I don't know his name. Someone tell me his name, please. Smart. No. And then the cracks in the letters as well. We can put those in. So that's what we're going to do today. First things first, we're making a sign. Let's get our hands nice and warm though. Get in there, get in there. Okay, so we need to get our hands nice and warm. So I'm just going to crack my knuckles, excuse me. Standard artist fare, I'm afraid. So, Wing Chun workout. So, hold your hands flat, push them forward a little bit, come up, push them in, around. You'll hear your wrists cracking a little bit. Up, then push, then push. One more, flat, push out a little bit, up, round, push. Like that. And then stretch and squeeze. Stretch, squeeze, 1, 2, 3, up, 1, 2, 3, down. Nice little hand exercises, gets those forearms working as well. Lovely stuff. A little bit nippier today than it was yesterday, hence the long sleeve. And also, so I've also got the font up, so the whole alphabet of our bubble font, if you do need to copy it. If you haven't seen the bubble font just yet, you know, it's the first thing I drew in the paint session, so there's the logo. So it's all based around this kind of bubble font. You can have one of these if you want. Buy some obsolete stuff, houseobsolete.bigcartel.com, you'll get a sticker in there. And if you send me your address, I'll send them out if you want to colour them in. There we are. So that is our bubble font. Okay, cool. So we're now going to do our sign. I've got a big bit of A2. As ever, in the paint with Pete, it really doesn't matter if it's the same size. If you've got a smaller bit of paper, amazing. In a bit, when we start getting onto the gaming font, if you do have a ruler, please grab it. I know some people have rulers around. If you don't, the edge of a magazine or a book is exactly the same. You just need a straight edge. You could either use a chopping board. What else have we got? I know square plates if you eat off square plates. Any kind of fixed edge just to get a bit of a straight line. We'll do some guess measuring. We're not going to be too accurate today, but I do want the end results of the gaming, naming and gaming kind of logos to look a bit more accurate. So I'm going to be a little bit more accurate with this guy today. So grab a ruler if you've got one. There we are. You can just go there. That's just blue tack. I'm not a magician. There we are. Okay, cool. So, first things first. TheRockInR. So, TheRockInR. Okay. I want the R to be bigger so it stands out so you can see TheRockInR. So I'm going to go T as a capital, R for rock as a capital, I for in as a big lowercase, you'll see that, and a big R, so it's TheRockInR. So it's probably going to be a longer, I want it as one piece, so it's probably going to be about there. So not the full sheet, we're not using the full sheet, we're just kind of guessing where it's going to fit. have a look. Let's just, I'm just going to draw it up. The rock in R. Okay, yeah, we'll do it in one piece, so it's less space, and obviously I can display it easier as well. So I'm going to go T. So T here. Again, break those letters up into shapes. So I've got a kind of top bar and a vertical bar. Very easy. Then H, E, R, O, C, K, I with the lowercase, N, and a big R at the end, alright, just to make sure. So, okay, so there isn't a lowercase version of this font in display, so I'm using my imagination a little bit. There's our capital R. Little o. C. Okay, so the rock. Then we've got in. I'll do a capital I just so everyone knows that it's a new word. Then little n. And then big R right at the end, overlapping just to link everything up. And we're going to put hearts in the O. There we are. Okay, we're going to cut this out afterwards as well. So I'll show you the pencil line before I ink it. So again, we probably could fit another one in actually. I might even try that. Yeah, potentially. So the rock in R, just in pencil going across. Two seconds. No problemo. Sorry, my Mac is telling me one thing, my phone's doing the correct thing. Good morning, Mrs. Barton. So we've got the rock in R right here. Hopefully you can see that. Okay, so let's ink that in. Mr. Pen. Okay, cool. So here's T. H, just behind the T. E. R, capital R, all the way around, all the way down. Oh yeah, O, big O, with a heart in. Okay, C, nice and curly C, all curves. Okay, so lowercase k is like a uppercase K, just slightly shorter forks or legs. The rock, and then in, I. I. In, and then one big massive R right at the end. Okay, and that is the name of the charity. I'm going to put some quote marks because it's a name. And then, as ever, we're going to add a little bit of detail. So we're going to do some ink splodges and some asterisks just around, just to give him a little bit of something else. Asterisk. let's do another one here. Okay, and then we'll do a cap. Let's do a crown over the O. Okay, and maybe some lines as well, just coming out of here and here and here. Okay, so there's our sign, the rock in R. There we are. Okay, cool. So, grab some scissors. I might do another, I'm going to do another one. Okay, so I'm going to put the rock in R, but we'll do it on top of each other. So, see? Yeah, that's fine. I can go a bit bigger than that, actually. I'm going to do this all capitals. R-O, there's C, and there's our K. Just going off the full capital letter alphabet. Bigger O with a heart in, please. Okay, and then in. There we are. So a little bit different. We can play with that. Let's put. Yeah, that's fine, we can do that in a sec. So I'm just going to ink in my bottom sign. Again, good practice. Repeating what you've already done and going over it again will really help that like to lock into your head. R, O here, O, C, capital K, the rock, in, and then a big capital R for big Mr. Reese. There we are. Again, little quotes. Maybe some signs around it again. Let's have some hearts. Maybe another one here, why not, eh? Okay, scissor time. So we've just drawn up two signs on one bit of paper. That means I can grab my scissors and carefully cut round all of that just before we get into my gaming fonts, alright? So, how are we going to do this? Let's go straight in. And I'm just literally using my eyes and cutting a small border around everything we've just drawn. There we are, I'll show you. So again, just with scissors, never close the scissor. It will be a lot neater and you'll have a lot more control over it. But again, these signs, you know, you can make anything, whether it's like a birthday message or a Christmas card, a bit early for that, or even just like name plates for your family, names for your door, for your bedroom, anything like that. Even if you've got a cupboard at home, if you live in a shared house or anything, you can make your own little sign for your shared cupboard or your cupboard, etc. Loads of different ideas with this. And obviously we've done the We Heart NHS exactly the same way that we're doing this one. Pencil it in, pen line it up, Get the scissors out, carefully cut round it. If you need help with the cutting, please ask somebody. And obviously then we can make our own signs. I'll grab that little guy in a second. Okay, so nearly finished on our big sign that can go on the studio wall. Just to show some love for the TheRockInR company, charity, sorry. A little bit around the crown. Be careful. There we go. Okay. There we have it. TheRockInR. Just got me a bit of blue tack. So there's one sign. There's one. That's how you spell the charity name. Please follow it. Have a look. Let's just cut our other sign out. So we've got a kind of a big one and a sort of portable one, so we can put those signs up anywhere. If you're comfortable drawing and cutting out big things, good work. If you need it to be a little bit smaller, just do it whatever's comfortable for you. Really easy. There we are. Okay, so just around the bottom bit of our second sign. Just on the legs of the K there. Sorry, concentrating. If I'm not talking, I'm concentrating or asleep. Okay, so round that top bit of the K, round the heart. We're on the O and the R. Lumpy lump lumps. Okay, nearly finished on this guy. There we are. Okay, just want to make sure he looks good for our charities. Okay, there we are. Again, you know, if you've got a charity that's you know, close to your heart or important in your life or has supported you or your family at all, please write their name as well. This is just a good bit of practice. I'm obviously making signs for the studio. Just to represent TheRockInR. So there we are. Then all the spare sheet, again, hopefully you've got one bit of paper like that. If you're cutting out, being careful when you're cutting out. It's lettering and you know, cutting out workshop today, of course. Okay, so there we are, TheRockInR lengthways and TheRockInR. That's my blue top. And TheRockInR just as a kind of simple piece like this. So that can go on your wall, on your door, on your window if you wanted. Put blue tack on the other side, put it on your window. Just to celebrate this amazing charity. That I will show you now. If you missed it the other day, yesterday or Monday, I painted this for a gig called Big Heart. Again, all in aid of TheRockInR and Mr. Reese Marie. This is my Keith Haring piece. He is on my website. He will only be up fleeting moments. There we are. There you go. Have a little look see. But he's on the website, and again, all the money from that canvas goes directly to TheRockInR, who support kids in hospitals through gaming. If you are a gamer, I'm sure you will be able to vouch for. Let me just move the rocks here. You'll be able to vouch for the kind of escapism that gaming gives you. I'm a bit of a gamer every now and again. I've played so many different games. Again, I've got an identical twin, so we needed something to do quite a lot as a kid. So it was always 2-player games, or Resident Evil or Doom. They were the rules. And the amount of arguments we had over Tony Hawk's was insane. Shouts to the retry rules. Yes, Mountain Fitness. Okay, so I've chosen Doom, Minecraft, and Fortnite to draw. So if you've ever gamed before, whether it's kind of an older gamer like myself or kind of a younger gamer from the past couple of years, you obviously understand that kind of escapism and that enjoyment that you get from controlling a character in another world and all that sort of stuff. The distractions, certainly for things like COVID and Corona, let alone school holidays and all that sort of stuff as well. It's obviously a really easy way to kind of escape. So I've chosen to do the gaming fonts this week, again directly for the TheRockInR reference, where as a gamer I know how good it is to kind of escape the real world a little bit, certainly in film as well and in gaming. Games are pretty much films these days anyway, so it feels like you're playing the film. So again, that's double escapism. It couldn't be more worthwhile than for kids in hospital. So the TheRockInR support kids in hospital, and we're going to do some gaming fonts. So if you have your pen and paper ready, the first one I'm going to do is Doom. It is just coming. I'm going to see what we can get done in 4 minutes, just before brew time. We will have a little break, not crazy long, but we will. I'm going to put Doom here. I'm going to draw Doom on this one. So I'm going to take my pencil and my excitable spirit level, or a spirit level ruler. All I'm going to do is draw a line. Try and keep it as flat as you can. Boom. There we go. One straight line. I'm going to come down a little bit. I'm going to gauge where the bottom of the letters are. About there. So again, and this one isn't straight, so I'm just kind of guessing a little bit where the points are going to go. So there we go. There's the point. And then the bottom of these letters, a couple of inches below. Again, all I'm doing is looking at this and guessing where those letters come. And obviously it's got this incredible kind of M shape and this graduation that comes straight from the bottom of the two letters. So it's going to go about, so our end line, we'll put a block in, and a block. And then we want a soft, so again a bit of a softer graduation, so that comes there. I'm going to have to measure that as well. He's about there, he's about there. It will take a bit of measuring. If you haven't got a ruler to hand, really good practice for your hand-eye coordination. I'm going to say that's about right, just about, yep. So I've got our basic structure for our Doom letters. I've also got my halfway mark, which is about here. So I need to divide that into 4, because there's 4 letters. I'm going to stick to the number of letters I've been given, so I'm going to make one that says Pete. So just to get these things in, I'm just going to start sketching. So the letters are quite wide, and again we've got this kind of dynamic serif going on. So these little strokes of the letters, and we've also got this kind of collegiate, it's kind of like an American football team names on the accents of the characters of the letters. So these little bits here. Okay, so let's try that. So let's just divide that into 4. That's about one of them. Yeah, that's about right. There's the middle. A little bit of measuring this one. The other two I'm going to freestyle. I'm just being a bit more cautious on this because I want it to look as close to the Doom logo as I can get it. Okay, so I'm writing Pete. So it's not going to say Doom, it's going to say Pete, as in paint with Pete. So we need to just make sure that we've got our little kicks, our little serifs right in there. Okay, cool, so that's not going to go there. E would have a flare on it. and it would also have a dangle. Yep. Okay, let's get the E's in. I haven't done this technique for absolutely ages. I'm really enjoying throwing some curveballs. A lot of sketching involved, more than okay. That E's going to come here. And then it's going to dangle. When I say dangle, I just mean it's got a bit of a more of a serif on the end. So E will come through here. Okay, so we've got this like zigzag as well, so the E's come down as far, they come down to there. Okay, cool. So again, I'm just looking and learning and guessing where, sheer guesstimation, literally just guessing at the moment where my letters are going to go. I'll link this in a second. Yep, because that's there. And T. And then E. So again, this kind of bar comes down, then comes up, about here. So again, a little bit more metal. I'm thinking of different words to kind of give myself to think about this. So these little flares, these little serifs and the letters and stuff will hint and will dictate the kind of the overall aesthetic, the look of the actual drawing. Okay, so I'm getting my ruler out again, just to do this. That's not the right angle. Interesting, I'm having a bit of fun here. It's quite a challenge actually, which I like. So we need this definite kind of switch in angle. Let's have a look at that. Yes, okay, so that angle has to be right. Good, that's there. Take a little bit more time, just because it's a very angular font. So I'm just kind of working out exactly where I need to go with it. Sometimes it takes a little bit longer than I planned for. That's what's happening now, but that's more than okay. Just want to make sure it looks a little bit like the Doom font. I think it's getting there. Maybe that needs to be a bit shorter. C-E. Yep. Okay, I'm going to try and ink that in now. Let's see what it looks like. A little bit exciting actually. Okay, I think we've got the P down anyway. So, again using these straight lines, it's got little kickers out. So P. Yep. Yep. There's our P. You can see the serifs, that's alright. Okay, next, so we've got E. And down. Maybe something like that, hopefully. I'm going to draw the blocks in as I've drawn it, just so I've got the balance right. Okay, so there's E. Roughly, yeah, I think that's all right. I'm just using again that angle just to emphasise the kind of M shape in the doom. Okay, let's have a look at T. Yeah, that's about right. Again, just adding those little serifs on. That T could be a little bit bigger, but I think that E is going to compensate for it. So let's see what happens. Okay, and then we've got the flare. Big on the E there. Yep. Constant checks, as you can tell from my head moving really quick. Okay, and then that E again. So I need to follow that angle. Come straight out. Okay, and that last line on the E. And then we have a kind of Doom-ish logo. So, didn't call brew time, I'm sorry everybody. I'm just going to colour my logo in. If you want to have a break, please do. Just wanted to colour this guy in. I just want to give it a bit more realism with the inspiration logo from the Doom font. So just to give them a bit more solid. We will do the Fortnite and Minecraft in a second. I'm just going to finish colouring this guy in. Two more minutes on this. Okay, and the last one, E. So I'm colouring it in just to hide those guidelines as well as the kind of realism of it looking like the colour of that inspiration piece here. There we go. There's P in Doom writing. I think it's just about right. That T is really weird because it hasn't got the bottom, so it's not kind of fulfilling this angle, but more than okay with that. So Doom's going back down there, P can stay up. I'm just going to rotate. So the next one we're going to do is the Fortnite. Okay. Voila. Okay, so for Fortnite, I'm going to freestyle it a little bit. You can see the straight lines in it. I'm going to pencil everything first, as usual. But I can tell that the T and the N and the I and the E's, they're all slightly different sizes. So if you are a little bit looser or a little bit less neat on your writing, this one's for you. I'm the same, don't worry about that. So let's write obsolete in this font. Off we go. I'm going to put him over Pete while Pete's drying. So we need this kind of, there is a little bit of a shape, so it's slightly wider at the end. So I'm just drawing a kind of concave, slightly fatter at each end. and then it goes into the middle and then back out to the fat. So let's do an O. I need OBSOLETE, maybe a little bit smaller than that in fact. So I'm going to come down here a little bit, just so those letters aren't super stretched out. So first letter is kind of big, so we'll do big O. Second letter, slightly smaller, that needs to be rounder. So slightly smaller, B. Let's have a look at the R for inspiration. Yes. I think that's a little bit too big, that's alright. So just quickly editing. Like that. There we are. By making it shorter, I give myself more space lengthwise, alright? Because obviously the ratio of the letters change. And mine were a little bit too big. So all I'm doing is shrinking them a little bit and going back in. So O. B. I think S would be a little bit more fun, so I think I'm going to turn S a little bit. Another O, smaller O. So look at the T, so the L might be a little bit off, like just a little bit different, so a little bit different angles. L, and then E, we've got an E and a T and an E, so we can copy those directly. So E, again, goes up a little bit, so I'll do a kind of smaller E. And then again, T has a lift in the top bar. T. And we're doing again an E that's the same size as our O. There we go. So we've got an E, nice big E. Yeah. So again, the bottom and top lines are slightly are not straight. So this line goes that way goes there. This goes that way. And again, we're just looking at where those sit. Let's get the pens out. Pretty fast Fortnite, but I'll do it in obsolete and obviously colour it in as well. So let's go wider still. Oh, again that shorter B, pretty square as well. B. Again, S I think will have a bit more fun in it, so I'm going to just switch that S up a little bit. S needs to be a bit fatter, I think. I'll colour them in a minute, just get them bang on. So L, again, copying that the T and that E. So there's actually a little bit of a splay, so it starts narrow and ends quite a lot fatter than it did. E, and then again that T has a strange slope in it, not as strong as the E though. T, and then again the E, nice big E at the end, with a little change in some of the arms of the E. There we are. Okay, ink it in. Taking a bit of time just to get that colouring accurate. Get our S in. Maybe switch him up a little bit. There we are. Still the streets. Okay, and then all the horizontals. There we go. Okay, a little bit rough, but kind of looks a little bit like the Fortnite. So let's just neaten them up a little bit. Okay, oh, that was a bit weird. Again, a little bit rough, that's okay. For what, 7 minutes, not too bad. You can hopefully see where they're related. That was a bit weird, and the leading's a bit strange, but again, because of the letters, you know, once the logos, while designing a logo, they're obviously taking into account every kind of letter form that's in that word. So we've got a lot of verticals. We haven't got many open spaces like with L's. A little bit in the T there, but again, it's a different. It's heavy at the top like the bottom, rather than being heavy at the bottom like the L. Okay, and we're going to do one more Minecraft. I'm just going to write P. I'm going to make it 4 letters. I'm not going to do the full obsolete because I want to get some of the cracked stone effect in there. If I can. Let's try that one. So, back where I can see it and where I need to draw. Okay. Okay, so there's quite a lot of technical details in that Minecraft logo. We've got foreshortening, shadowing, block font, and obviously there's an effect in there as well. I'm going to try and do something a little bit similar with the word Pete. So it's going to be 4 letters again. Yes, that's exactly what we're going to do. And then we're going to get our ruler out again. So again, very small logo, kind of close together. Just going to make it the width of my ruler. let's put some ends in. It's only 4 letters though. So just literally using the width of my ruler, so we've got a definite equal size letters. P-E-T-E, again, there's letters in it, so there's an E, a T, there's an R that we can pretend is a P, so we can do that. Again, this kind of, I can't, what's the word? Perspective is the word I'm looking for. Wow, perspective is what I'm looking for. So we've got this kind of, this extra further away graduation. There are many, many ways you could draw this. I'm going to do it like this. So we know that the 2 kind of middle letters aren't super affected by that perspective change. But again, I'm putting that shadow line in just so we know that there is something else happening in the drawing as well. So he's there, there's the shadow. And again, just using our block font, taking it back into our square version of our bubble font, just to make sure it's a little bit rounded actually. So P, E, P-E, and then T, so again T will be going the other way. So we've got this kind of break here, I'll show you in a sec. T, and then A, another E, again kind of falling away from itself, just a touch. Okay, still not happy about the T though. Okay, so we've just got just building these letters back in, so I've got a bit of shadow on the letters as well. Okay, just getting some, again, notes for me, so just little sketch lines of where the break is. That's not going to be as heavy. Okay, cool. So I think we're there. Little guy, little guy, little guy there. Okay, so I'm going to ink them in now. I'm going to use my thinner pen and I'll put some cracks in it as well. That's simply just breaking it into my own letters, as it were. So, see the crack there? Let's finish this up. Yep. There's P. I need to put a little space in him. That can come in a minute. Okay, E. Okay, next line. There it is. P and E. Okay, that's T. He's got a little crack in there. Interesting. There's T. Okay, one more E, and then we can put the shading in. On our very last E now. Okay, so we've got our Pete in our kind of Minecraft broken font. So let's put, yep. It's not straight. Okay, and then we just need to put our shadows in. So all I'm going to do is follow those lines that we've got, and again, constant edit, constant looking back. Yep. Okay, next. That's wrong. Posca lines pretended to be pencil. We're going to colour that in a minute anyway, so any mistakes in black is fine, we can camouflage that. That's alright. Come up a bit more, that's a bit weird. Okay, so I'm just going to colour those little bits in now. Where's Mr. Medium? Again, if there's a mistake in black, it's really easy just to kind of hide it like that. So just colouring in our shadows. Okay. Okay, so just the last bit of shadow on the Minecraft Pete. I might add a few more cracked lines as well. Maybe a bit of grey just for realism. And there we are, there's our little Minecraft logo in our own names. Put some more leaving out. Okay, and I'm going to throw a little bit of grey. And it's just some simple doodles. And we've got our own little Minecraft nameplate. There we are. Bang on 11 o'clock. There's where's our 3? I'm going to move the TheRockInR over here. So again, today's session dedicated to gaming fonts. We created a small, well, not small, we did a small one and a big one. Sign for TheRockInR, the amazing gaming charity that my Keith Haring piece is being donated to. Amazing. And then we also turned our own names, into some fonts as well. So we just looked at some gaming fonts, broke them down into font, redrew them, inked them in, and coloured them in. Not crazy over the moon with my Fortnite one, but again, it's how the fonts work together and how letters work together that is also part of that design process. Quite like the Minecraft thing, kind of Land of the Giants reference if anyone's into their older films. But that is me done for today. Thank you very much for joining me. If you want to check out any other Paint with Pete's, please check out Pete Obsolete and Obsolete Formats MCR on Facebook, Pete Obsolete and Obsolete Formats over on Instagram. I am Obsolete Formats on YouTube. This one will be up later. And on Twitter, I am snob_Ross, or Paint with Pete. Please give me a shout out. And again, support local charities. We're supporting TheRockInR this week with this guy. So you can buy this canvas. Big 30 by 40 inch hand painted canvas from me, or Mr. Keith Haring. It can be yours, and that money will go directly to the charity. Thank you so much for watching. I hope everyone's doing okay. Please have a great Wednesday, and I will see you bright and early tomorrow. I'm going to do a session 9:30 to 10:30 tomorrow morning, so it's a little bit earlier. So 9:30 tomorrow morning till 10:30. I want to do a session tomorrow. I've got an appointment, I can't move. Not going to stop me painting though. Okay, thank you very much. Stay safe, stay creative. Have a great Wednesday afternoon. Ciao.